Today's Thursday, September 15th, 2022. And uh, in order to make changes, I have to see the data and make adjustments. If I look at the data and I don't make the adjustments, then I repeat the same thing. What I've noticed is that and I keep talking about this because this is very, very important. This is the critical ingredient in becoming successful in day trading. This is it. And I said this multiple times. This is it. The factor that influences trading is the human side, me. The frailty of me creates a element that identifies with the 90% of the individuals who are trading. And it is a good thing that I'm documenting this. And since I have short-term memory, and the short-term memory is flawed as well, so I will most likely forget about what things impacts my trading, and the cost that is associated with trading has to be significant in order for me to learn. And today is another thing. And what I've noticed today is that I repeated the same thing. And why did I repeat the same thing? I deduced that there's a couple of things that I am unable to take care of right now. One of them is, how do I exit? How do I exit when the trade is against my thesis, so that I can minimize my losses? That's one. I need to work on that. Second part is following my rules. Following my rules so that I don't add to something that I'm losing, right? So I keep doing the same thing. This is 61st time. And momentarily when I was in action, the logical side was about to talk sense into the physical body itself. It was almost able to penetrate and make a connection with the body. But that whisper, that self-talk just faded away, as though there was some sort of like a chemical scissors. There seems to be a chemical scissors that are internal to my body that just severs that logical connection. It's like a thin strand of spider web that's connecting between the logical side and my body, and some chemical form comes over and just snips it and separates it. And what is most important is that I do not wish to prolong a trade, and when the trade goes against me, there is a emotional trigger, and that emotional trigger it keeps going. If the market reverses and comes back, it'll also create a different set of emotions. So how do I fix this? Now, today, this is a very, very critical thing, because there's really no one who's going to really handhold me and tell me what's going on. And even because it has to be me. I have to look at the data, and I have to say to my data to self, hey, I have to do this. And I have to do what I tell myself to do. So far, it's like 61st time that I'm doing something that I know that I should not be doing. It's weird. It's uncontrollable. It's and I'm not doing anything about it. That's the problem. That is a serious problem. That's the second part of the problem. Okay, so there's multiple problems that's impacting my trades. I know what the problem is. I keep talking about it, and I keep recording it, but I don't do anything about it. There's a movie called Dumb and Dumber, okay? Losing is not dumb. Okay, losing is not dumb. Knowing why I'm losing is dumb. And then not doing anything about it is dumber. So, um, essentially, there's a statement called there's a word called resilient, and I love that word, resilient. It's like the word resilient is essentially uh, is not a kind word. It's not. It's really not a. It's the word resilient is equal to dumb. That's what it means. Because because um, I would fall into the same thing, but I don't do anything about it. So I repeat it over and over again. It's like how do I make an analogy of this now? How do I how do I wow, this is it's I am at loss for words. I am wow. I think what's happening is that there's a machismo in me that says, "Hey, look, I can lose all this money and I'm still okay." I think that's what it is. I think there's that dumb, stupid side of me that says, "Oh, look, I can handle this. I can handle anything that life throws at me, uh, and I'm proving it to myself each and every day. And create this situation where I am like bombarded and put into a very difficult situation, and I survive it. And then afterwards, that's the objective in my life. That seems to be to fit really well with the word resilient. Resilience is really not a very it's not a good word. It's saying that I'm very dumb. I'm extremely dumb. That's what it's saying. So how do I make myself smart when I know that I'm dumb? How do I do that? I can think of myself as Forrest Gump, I suppose. But the thing is, somebody tells him what to do and he does it. But nobody tells me what to do because trading is based on me. I have to do it. So so let's actualize what's going on. What is really going on when I'm day trading? Okay, let's figure out what I did today. So let's figure out what I did. Okay, so today the market was choppy. Okay, when the market is choppy, I should be being very cautious. When the market is choppy, I have to be cautious because when I get in, it could just reverse. That's the nature of being choppy. The market has not clearly established a direction, and I can tell because the amount of the price fluctuation in my contract is small. Okay, so when the price fluctuation is small, um, then there's really no way to know which direction it is. And yet I'm thinking to myself, okay, the simple logical side is okay, so and then I added two more stocks. That's another thing. That's what I did. And then when I added the other stocks, and then I after that, and I added more of the same contracts on those stocks. And then the market started to just reverse. Okay, and I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, here's what the market did. The market went up a little bit in the morning, and then it caught me. It made me buy into it. After I bought into it, then the market reversed. It's like the market wants to draw in, and then once people are drawn in, then it reverses. But the thing is, the novice side, the dumb side, is caught off guard. It's like, oh my God, what's going on? It was up a little bit. Now it's down. Then Then at a certain point, I'm thinking to myself, I've done this before. I'm just gonna get. I'm just tired of this. I'm just out. So I took an enormous amount of loss. Now this is a see when it's a green day, then it's not a problem. But if it's a red day, this is a serious problem because just it just it just takes most of my account. It just eradicates my account. It's a good thing that I don't have much money in there because if I had $100,000 and this behavior is using that $100,000, then let's put it this way, that would be like cut in half. Okay, it would be cut in half. So one day it would be $100,000 and it would be cut into like $50,000. So that is, I am essentially, there are 4 stages. I'm essentially right here. Massive loss stage. So it's not easy transitioning from here to here. Just moving from here to here is where the 90% of the individuals are. Right here. I am the 90%. And the reason why I'm at the 90% is 2 things that I'm missing. And I need to work on this. Then market is telling me, the market just tells me what I need to work on. 2 things. I need to work on 2 things. And in order to transition myself from here to here, I have to move up there. You know what it is? And nobody's gonna tell you. Nobody's gonna unless you pay like $2,300 and then you go into a seminar and they tell you. I could have bought I could have went through the program like 60 or 70 times already. So that's the situation. I have to fix this. Because there's no other way of doing it. Okay. So this is really a talk to myself, not to anyone else. So this is just talk freely, okay? So I'm a criminal, a felony, due to the various reasons of grand theft, okay? Which means that the law has forbidden me from acquiring an apartment because they do background checks and I'm unable to acquire an apartment. Secondly, I cannot get a legitimate job because they also do a background check and they say we cannot have your kind working here because I mean, if I had a talent pool who gets paid a lot of money, and there are lots of customers, I as a company do not want to tell my customers that I have a criminal working. It just the company would lose business. An apartment, they want to keep the highest quality of people in the apartments. They don't want people like felons living next door because they don't know what kind of a felon they are, first of all, right? Even though I have been convicted of a felony for grand theft, which is related to money, okay? And also my siblings, okay? My siblings created this situation, okay? And prosecution was, I mean, they were out there to lynch me, okay? And COVID was hit, and look at me. So that's the situation. So now the laundry's out. Now let's figure this out, okay? Am I like addicted to losing? Is that what the situation is? Do I love losing? Is that why I'm not changing anything? Is my job as a dishwasher blocking me, prohibiting me? I have all the time in the world. Maybe I should stop trading right now now I have ample data. Professional day traders tell other people that you currently have ample data to fix whatever you need to fix. They don't elaborate because they're in the business of making money as well, right? and it's logical. It's logical. So I have enough information to fix myself, and there's two things that I need to fix. Okay, when the trade goes against me, I need to exit immediately. No ifs and or buts about it. I have to exit it immediately. That's it. That in itself will transition me from a massive loser to a small loser. That's it. That's the fix number one. Second part is figuring out what the right entry is so that I can. So I've elevated myself to there. That means that I'll. So that would be a small gain or losses. That's it. Small gain. I could have large gains and small loss. That's immediately. That's the only thing. The paper cuts is the elevation of me from where I am to moving up. That's it. The second part is when I get to that part, then when I work on when I select the stocks that I work on, then I can make a little bit of money, which means that I'm making consistent money. I'm transitioning into a portion where it's not a guesswork. So that's the shift between the third level to the second level. The second level is doing my homework so that I can selectively select stocks that will be provide me with better results. That is why a lot of the professional firms have like daily stock information that says, okay, I'm going to concentrate on this stock because of certain criteria. That's what they do that. And then massively successful means that it's essentially I have to get there to figure out what that is. However, I have a guess. Okay. So based on understanding what it's massively successful means that it is understanding the overall environment that creates a highly impactful trade, and then putting heavy capital into that, so that I have a high probability of winning, and then I have a high amount of money that's in it, that creates a combination of the highest probability of gains. And so when that happens, I can be a highly profitable day trader. So how do I work on this? These are the steps to becoming a consistently profitable day trader. That's it. It's it. I could approach this and speak with a professional day trader, and they will say that, yeah, that's right. That's the roadmap you need to have in order to move into that direction. So, where is the starting point? The starting point is for me to so where do I start now? So my starting point is this. So today I traded 3 stocks, and I should not be trading 3 stocks today. That was yesterday I traded 2. Today I traded 3. Why? The money was like sitting there, and I had to put it somewhere. That's the mindset that I have. It's like, okay, so on a green day, I'm just like not missing out because I'm not putting maximum. But when the green day suddenly reverses like that, I'm caught with my pants down. See, the market is able to create an environment. It's as though it's reading my mind. It really is. The market reads the mind of the 90%, and it does the opposite of what the 90% does in order to extract the most amount of money. That's how the market works. So in order for me to be prosperous, I have to remove myself from that 90%. Okay, that's it. It's essentially, if there's 100 people, then the amount of information always is there. It's always there. It's at the 10%, and people fall out, fall in, fall out, but It always happens, and the pool of knowledge may increase, and so that 10% inches up a little bit, and then people who are down here will learn and then move back up, so it becomes a 10% again. It's a constant dynamic line, the line that separates between the 90% and the 10%. That's what it is. So I have to constantly work. I have to outdo the 90% in order to stay above that 10%. So today is a prominent example, and this market tuition, which cost me 6 R's. It cost me 6 R's today, and a couple of days ago it cost me 11 R's. All right, and my goal is to reach 100 R. And it took. So I've lived in the shelter for 1 year, almost 1 year. Now I have to transition into somewhere else, and that 1 year seems to be like every year it seems to require like 1 year per transition to a certain location, because it's the amount of work that I need to put in. People who gamble, they don't put in the work. So I'm now understanding what the market is. If I want to make money and beat out the 90%, I have to work. If I don't work, I'm always going to be I'm probably at the bottom of that 90%. I'm probably if there's one person, I'm probably above that one person, but we probably switch between each other. It's like I'm trying to be the best of the worst. And that's easy to do. That's easy to do. That's actually, it's not easy to do, because I have to allow my emotions to control and allow my the chimp side to come out. If I purposely try to do it, then I'm non-emotional, and my trades will be somewhere in between 50-50. So I could just immediately get out, right? So I've invested. I don't want see. Okay, I could call myself a resilient trader. I'd be calling myself dumb trader. I am a dumb trader. I'm a dumb trader, right? So this is my occupation. This is my full-time job. In order for me to succeed in this full-time job, I have to take what I have currently, which is 16R. Okay, I currently have 16R. I gave away 6R today. So I have to figure this out. This is great stuff. The market. See, the thing is, I could be upset and very angry and throw things around and be upset with myself. No, not anymore. Not anymore. I know what's going on. I know what's going on now. I know what's going on. I know what is going on. I know what is going on now. So the amount of work that I place into the things that I'm doing right now reflects the amount of money that accrues. And the thing about day trading is that even if it's like playing poker, and what is that? It's like playing poker. It's Kenny Rogers, right? There's a song called "Know When to Hold 'Em and Know When to Fold." That's exactly what it is. It's a skill. It's a skill. Oh my God, it's a skill. And the skill has to be developed. And most people, 90%, don't have the skills. The 10% has the skills. They know. They know. Okay. I believe I've crossed. So, okay. This is the turning point. This is turning the corner. This is the point where light bends around the corner. The point where the light is shining, and I'm seeing things at the speed of light, and the speed has reached the corner, and my vision is seeing the light slightly bend incrementally, and that is the point. Um, and and climbing Mount Everest, requires enormous amount of preparation. If I just start out, so 90% of day traders will start climbing Mount Everest without any equipment and just go up. And then go up and then fall down and wonder, hey, why did I lose consciousness? Luckily for me that I've reached a certain point, and why did I lose consciousness where I had rolled down head to toe, bouncing, rolling and down, and then falling down flat on my face at the base of Mount Everest? It is because I was not prepared, like the 90% of the individuals. I have to be prepared. This is a Olympic sport. This is the NBA. This is MLB. This is NFL. This is cage fighting. This is UFC. This is UFC headliner. Okay. Those are the individuals who make it, and the others who decided one day. So the 90%. Oh, this is good. This is really good. This is wow. Today's 6R is really paying off, and I'm going to make changes to this, and I'm going to grow, and I'm going to make changes so that wow, this is it. This is wow. That 6R is the cheapest 6R that I've ever spent in my life. This is it. This is truly the turning point. Truly the turning point in my trading. If somebody, okay, I'm going to tell you, the viewer, who are lucky enough to watch this video, and you are the 90%. And I'm telling you right now that what other people will not tell you. Even if you pay $2,300, even if you pay $5,000, even if you pay $10,000, the things that they may not tell you, and they may tell you and you don't get, this video is showing you what the turning point is. A turning point that I paid 6R for today. And what a good thing it is. The market is telling me on a constant basis of what I need to do to improve in order to take advantage of the market. And the market told me that what I did today was incorrect, and I need to make changes to how I'm providing a thesis to the way that I trade. The thing about the market is, it's constant, and it's constantly evolving, and the pool of knowledge keeps increasing, and there are new entrants that comes into the market who attempts to extract money from the market, and that line where the threshold of profitability and unprofitability is a constant bombarding. It's like if I were to, now I'm just gonna tell you right out. This is beautiful, and this is purposely making it very long. It's like birth. Actually, it's like creation. It's like creation. Okay, when a man and a woman gets together, and there are enormous amount of heat that is created, enormous amount of a chemical reaction occurs, and there is an enormous amount of oxygen that's converted into carbon dioxide, and there's an enormous amount of certain things occur, and then a couple elements are drawn together, and that those couple elements are a single element from the female side, the egg, and then there are spores that are injected by the male, and then these millions of the 90% of the spores will come in, and these 90%, this 90% of these spores will go towards the egg, and then these spores will attempt to penetrate, and that penetration is is the difference between the 90% and the 10%. So roughly about, naturally speaking, I probably lost everybody here, but this is very important. So 1 or 2 will embed itself into that egg, and a creation is created. And that creation is the difference between, it's a constant struggle, wiggling of its tails until it gets into that 10%. However, in the market terminology, you can fall out. It's not a sure thing. Even if I go in there, but the thing is, it's like riding a bicycle though. It's like riding a bicycle. And once I ride the bicycle, normally I'm able to stay in it with minor adjustments. Okay? Because certain bikes are different shaped and certain things. And so this is something that nobody has, maybe somebody's talked about it, and these things are just more elaborate, and maybe it's like encased in the volume, in its incredible amount of volume hidden into the secret to day trading. The secret to day trading is, and I'm scratching my head here. How do I sum it up? That is the secret to day trading. The secret to day trading. And what is the secret to day trading? The secret to day trading. The secret to day trading, and I'm trying to figure this out. The secret to day trading of what I'm going through is establishing. It is essentially establishing a rule and following it. That's it. But it requires an enormous amount of work to create those rules and the discipline to follow those rules. And if the rules are incorrect, make the changes, because at least they'll be consistent. At least I'll be consistent in day trading. If I follow the rules and I get certain results, then I need to change it. Then the consistency it's consistent. That's why it's consistent. The word consistently profitable means this. Initially, I have to be consistent. Then I make changes so that that consistency is tweaked so that it becomes profitable. That's what it is. And then because the whole world is working towards moving in that direction, that line where I am needs to be moved up. So by educating myself, constantly thinking about it, because that consistent line that worked for today may not work for tomorrow. Even though the things that I see today happens every day, and bulk of what happens today may be completely the same tomorrow or a year from now, but there's a requirement based on market conditions to make slight changes to myself in order to stay above that 10% line. So today we'll repeat, because it's possible that I will wake up one day and I'll be in an automatic pilot mode and I can't do anything about it. But today I heard the whisper and I almost hesitated, but I was disgusted and I just got out of the market just then. I just got out of the market. It's called capitulation. So today I reached capitulation in myself. Usually capitulation means that I reached the point where I have reached the absolute bottom. That's what capitulation means. Capitulation means that I have just said, okay, I'm done. I'm just gonna, I could probably hold on to this and hope for it to improve, and then if the market improves and reverses, and I'm thinking before I get out, I'm thinking to myself, oh my, I'm gonna kick myself for getting out and losing out on all this money. But there is a market capitulation. There's a personal capitulation, and today is a personal capitulation. Personal capitulation tells me that heck with it, right? This is it. Now I need to work. I need to start working. I've realized now that the market is about who puts in the hours. That's all it means. Who puts in the hours? And as long as I put in the hours, I will get good results. It's simple. I get what I ask for. I seek, I receive. See, the thing is, seek requires a lot of work. Seek and receive. That's the title of this video. Seek and receive. I am seeking consistent profitability. It will not happen overnight. I'm going to work towards it for the next 1 year, and I'm going to make this a solid pledge to myself that the reason why I'm doing this is that, one, on a personal level, I love solving things. That keeps me preoccupied. God said that when I go to heaven, that it is a unending enjoyment. That's what God said. My unending enjoyment is solving complex things. So that is my goal. That is my mission. The second part is I have a couple kids. They're in their 20s. I have an ex-wife that I have not been very good to. I wish I could have, but my dysfunctional family life has created a rift, and has on a personal level removed me from society. Those issues have been buried now, and I will not go back to that. Before the trial occurred, I was in a civil case where my mother gave me a house and she signed it over, and my father gave me his estate where I was a power of attorney. Then my siblings, two of them older, took control over my mother's estate and became the executors, and they started to sue me in civil court. During the standstill, my lawyer approached me and informed me that they would like to resolve this by saying that everything go back to what it was. I told my attorney no. And the reason why I told them no is that what they did to me, they've done before, and it stops now. Whatever happens to me, it stops now. I will not go back to the dysfunctional family that has created, and the family that consistently. There is a saying in Korean culture. It's called give poison and then give medicine, type of a behavior within this dysfunctional family. So they would love to make my life difficult, and when I have suffered enough, they will come by and become heroes and provide antidote to what I'm ailing. That's what they were attempting to do at that moment. So then when I told them no, and my lawyer proceeded to send out 20 or 30 pages of questions in a very, very nasty tone, they approached the judge in civil court, and the judge just yanked the title away from me without anything, and just reversed the title on the house. That was it. And then they proceeded, and then my siblings proceeded to, communicated with their civil attorney to report the findings within my in criminal court, and Ada County prosecution communicated with them, and my siblings um, uh, created an environment where anything was possible. That they painted a picture that I was they could have convicted me as a murderer, essentially, because they've lied about who I am and what kind of a vicious animal that I am. And at the time when COVID hit, at the time when COVID hit, the whole world was walking around with masks, and my attorney was communicating with the prosecution, Ada County prosecution, to determine what the steps could be. And they offered me this. Prosecution said, if we go to court, I will take 50 years out of your life, and you will spend those 50 years in prison. I am, at that time, I was 51 years old. It means that that threat, had it come to fruition, I would have been 100 years old before wherever they put me in. That is a death threat. And I keep mentioning this to my probation officer, and anyone who hears this, that these instances, I had a notary that signed over my mother's estate, and my father's estate, I was the power of attorney. I had full control over, and with his consent, I kept his estate when he passed away, after I took care of my father by myself. So this trading thing coincides with real life. It coincides. Enough is enough. And when I heard that question from my lawyer, the civil attorney, who says to me, "Can we have things back the way it is?" The answer is no. I've turned the corner. This is the tipping point. I cannot go back. The bridge has been burnt. I've crossed over to the other side of being a massive loser to a small loser at this point, and I hope to make a speedy transition to a massively successful day trader from this point forward. I have no option. The choices and the consequences that I've exhibited is a transition into the person that I will be, and my new life. My mother passed away a couple weeks ago, and my siblings sent me an email saying, "Hey, our mother is almost dead. So you have between 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. to come and visit." And I'm thinking to myself afterwards now that she was probably already dead. She was just laying in bed in a vegetable state. I'm thinking to myself. And this guy who did this to me, and I can see this. There was a video conference in court hearing, and I saw this video and I have to disclose this, and I know that as a Catholic that I shouldn't be saying this, but I want to be as transparent as possible. When I saw the video, there was wrinkles like and a face that looked like a nutsack. And the video displayed, it's like, those Hollywood squares, and that's how the court is performed these days in a Zoom call or Zoom or some other call where numerous squares are appearing. If a person uses a low quality video, it distorts it into a brown color, and the face is slightly in a low quality, and there's lines that are exhibited. And I thought to myself, boy, that guy looks like a nutsack. Truly a nutsack. So, where am I getting? Where am I going with this? I've gone through all over the place. So this is essentially a turning point. I have to get to a point where I lose enough that says to me, enough is enough. I have to make changes, or I'm going to keep repeating the same thing over and over again. And I was willing to depart from a dysfunctional organization, and I've separated myself. And though my mother verbally stated to the court that it would be 1/3 each, because there are three children underneath her, I never responded to that email, nor did I return anything from LinkedIn. See, I lost one of my eye, right? I'll tell you what, the things that these individuals have done to me is, and I'm a Christian, and I have to forgive. I'll tell you what, but there's a human side of me that says, I will forgive you, but I will not have anything to do with you. So, you can keep all that money. You can keep whatever it is. Okay, I'm going to live out this life this way and finish out whatever it is. And my future is not with you. And my future is on the other side of that bridge. And there's no way you're going to be able to cross that bridge unless there's probably one way of doing it, right? That's Jesus Christ. So I'm on that other side. And I'm on the other side, and I haven't been very good to my ex-wife. I was preoccupied trying to make things work. On a personal level, because I am that dysfunctional family, and fixing myself took a long time. I'm 53 years old now. The dysfunctional side of me, this day trading has brought to light how dysfunctional I currently am, and I'm making changes to myself in order to become more acceptable. And I'm willing to spend the rest of my life making those changes, even if for a moment, to exhibit those high quality that my ex-wife sees in me. So I hope to do that. For my kids, wow, I want to set them up. I want to set them up so that they never have to worry, or they never have to be in my situation unless they see this video and the recorded videos that I made, so that they can relive what I lived. So at least for my kids, it's their responsibility. And once I've blossomed into a fully successful, consistently profitable day trader, I hope to instill in them what I know, so that they can choose, if they choose to do so, go in the path that I've chosen, or at least become aware enough to understand how the world works, so that they can choose for themselves and have an option whenever the world does not treat them so well. So those are my objectives. And after that, it's good to be charitable to the world, because there are people like me who depend on handouts from charitable individuals. I was fortunate enough to spend almost a year now in a shelter, where the shelter lives by the donations and generosity of individuals. And I hope to be one of those individuals who walk in with armful of a few things that will be useful for people like me who reside there. though those individuals who live there are 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 blossoming. The first day I entered, um, I'm just an empty clay, just like Jesus Christ, who have uh, who has uh, who has taken the clay out of the ground and molded into it and breathed life into me, such as uh, wow. See, reading the Bible 8 times really does help. Jesus Christ, God, shaped clay and breathed life into man. And that's what these shelters do. Shelters take what is broken, patch them up, and they give time, feed them, nurture them, and 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 seed in them the spirit of Jesus Christ every day. Uh, and once a level of acceptance is reached, it's an exit plan, and they know it. They can see it because they've gone through it. Many of those individuals who work at the shelter have gone through the program and have exited uh, successfully, and I can tell because the difference is that they are always positive. The cross, they're always cross. So truly, 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 this is the turning point. And I had to make this a incredibly long video in order to celebrate what God has allowed me to achieve. And I look forward to taking this into a new life on the other side of that bridge. And I'm so thankful that God has allowed me to burn that bridge so that I will never return to who I was. And I look forward to providing positivity within my ex-wife and my 2 children, and the community of individuals who I will be lucky enough to contribute my time and energy and resources to make a small difference. That will be, so it's like me looking around the corner, and that's what I'm seeing. I know that I just turned the corner. When I turned the corner, um, it's as though God has breathed life into a clay. Before turning a corner, I was merely a clay, not able to turn a corner. I'm excited, but I'm tired because I've been talking for about an hour, I think. But I had to talk for an hour. My voice is changing. It's good. I love it. I know that I know that I know that I turned a corner, but it's not going to be easy. I know it. I know it. And I hope several professional day traders view this and make their conclusion about the moment when they turn the corner. For me, this is the point where I've turned a corner. I truly believe it. I believe now that I've turned a corner and I see it, I believe this is the point where I've turned a corner. Because any time that I've done before turning a corner is just gambling. And professional day traders say that. I was gambling, that's what they say. Now I'm making selective high probability trades at this point, and I will work towards it. And I know what's required. I know what is required to move above that 90%, to join that 10% who toil, work hard, and get things done, and spend hours and every waking moment to create that edge. That edge is allows me to slice into that 10% and get on the other side and sew it together and stay on the other side. And sewing that side requires enormous amount of work. Visually speaking, it would be like there would be in a stomach. There's a lining, that keeps the internal organs up on a certain point, right? So anything above is important, anything down is just crap. Digested crap, right? So from being a crap, pardon me for saying 90% is chimp or crap or whatever it is, or dumb money, right? This is a sense of humor. I respect everybody. So I've created an edge, and that edge penetrates, but that penetration creates a mark. That mark is an opening, and that opening needs to be closed and sewed. That sewing requires constant work to stay above. Otherwise, that sewing has a place for me to drop out. Okay, I hope that makes sense. This is just fantastic. I welcome people to lose a lot of money, okay? Because it is a lesson. It says, some of the professionals say this, and I didn't understand what that meant, was that you have to pay in order to learn. If you don't pay, you don't learn. That's what they say. Now I see what they're talking about. You have to pay in order to learn. When you pay, you have to feel it. You have to, the value that I placed in that amount of money that I give for that equates to the word pay is the total sum of what I am prepared to receive. If I make light of it and lose a little bit, then I will never learn. And I have to pay enough for me to get to a point where I've essentially turned a corner, because that's where the big lesson comes in. I wonder how people who just immediately just goes into small trading, they just got there without really, people who are professional who just got there, they just haven't paid the price, I think. They're lucky. Yeah, it's like turning a corner requires a enormously large video that I will post on YouTube. My future right now, let's talk about my future now. I'm about to transition into a halfway home. The shelter is an immediate emergency place where I stay there, and I cannot stay there for over a year. So God is letting me know that I need to make plans, and I've already made plans. I've proposed this idea with my probation officer, and he was kind enough to suggest 3 places. 2 of the places I have to be a drug addict. I'm not a drug addict. I'm not gonna lie and tell them that I'm a drug addict in order to stay there. No. So the third place is called 208 felony friendly. They texted me and I responded. Now that's gonna give me that's gonna allow me to have a place to sleep and shower. And when I shower and do that, then it is possible that if it's close by where I work and this office evolution, I could still use it. I thought that I was gonna go into an apartment, but the apartment denied me because they said I'm a felon, and they thought that I'm a convicted murderer or something with a felony conviction, because the felony conviction is widespread. You could be charged with manslaughter, and it could be classified as a felony, right? Yeah, yeah. That's what felony is. Okay, so I'm discovering what the word felony is. Felony means is social outcast for however long period it is, and it stays with me for the rest of my life, even if I finish whatever the term the court has deemed. When the judge, I'm going to make this really long so nobody watches it. So the judge asked me, um, are you guilty or not? And I was about to tell her, Judge, these are all bullshit. But I'm thinking to myself, that's what I'm saying. I'm thinking, man, I'm telling you, this is all bullshit. And I hesitated. Physically, I hesitated for a moment. I was about to say, I was about to say it. But I knew that 50 years in prison would be detrimental to me because I'd be dead before I get out, right? At least the state will pay for my funeral. But I didn't. So I agreed and I entered into a plea, right? So, so the future for me in preparing where I'm heading with this is that I'm going to find a home, a halfway home, transitioning out of the day shelter, the emergency shelter that I've stayed there for a year. And I hope to see, now that I know what I need to do, I'm going to keep, I know the direction that I need to go. Before I was just floundering around because I didn't know where the tipping point is. I didn't know. It's like trying to figure out what God is, trying to figure out where God is, right? All I had to do is go to a church and just sit there. That's all I had to do. That's where the corner is. And when time is right, see, this is how at me being a Christian is essentially similar to what day trading is. It's just fascinating. I could go on and on and on. How, see, if I want to seek Jesus Christ, all I have to do is go sit in the church and just sit there. Because you know why? That's the edge. That's the point where the building there's two sides to the building and I'm standing at the corner. That's where church is. Church is the point where it's the edge. And then when I sit in the pew, I can sit there for years and years and I'll look just straight and I don't see the other side. But slowly and surely and enough, the corner will start to appear and Jesus Christ will start to appear. That's the turning point. So the future is, for me, is going to be, I know that though I'm 53 years old, people live longer. My teeth, one of them might fall out, but I'll keep brushing my teeth and it'll keep me, and I have one eye that's still good. And from the doctor, second opinion, it looks like it should be okay. I heard that normally people just lose one, and once one of them is lost, it's okay. So I should be okay for a little bit. My car should be okay for a little bit. It's about 6 years old. 6 years old, I think, 7 years old. And I don't have too many miles on it because I go from here to here. So I have transportation, and my job, it's owned by a devout Catholic family. It's owned by a devout Catholic family. And they are kind. And in their eyes, I work enough to allow myself to work there, and I appreciate it. And I do what I can. And what I do, I can, is I work hard, and I help those individuals who come in to work there to transition into a better suited position by lowering myself, giving them the opportunity to, I pass them from where they enter, and then pass them to the point where they can enjoy themselves while they work, so that the quality of food comes out. So that's what I'm doing. So I have transportation, I have employment, and my future. In order for me to reach my future, is to stabilize my life. And day trading is the conduit, the lifeline that I have for me to move into that area. The life that I was as an engineer, a test engineer, cannot be ever had because I'll be too old. When the duration of this legal criminal record is finally vetted, I'll be too old. I'll be competing with 23-year-olds, and they're able to See, it'll be like me, like trying to run with a cane, hunched over. I have lots of experiences, and they have enough stamina. They're able to play video games while they work and still be faster. So I can't compete in that world. And society having a possibly a 60-year-old guy trying to compete for the same job, working side by side, would be incredibly difficult to do. And the odds of that happening is, for right now, it's impossible. Right now, it's impossible. It's impossible because no one. See, look at this. I'm scratching my head for some reason. So, I wonder if this is going to be a load into YouTube. Anyway, so my future is this. So I'm going to find a place to stay, and 208 felon friendly might be a possibility. And my Catholic deacon, I sent an email to him, and he says he's gonna tap into the community to figure out where I can stay, because all I need right now in order to work, this office evolution, I have to. This is a shameless plug here. The owner is her husband started it and he passed away, and she's running it. She's got two locations. And fortunately for me, they're kind. What I do is I just come in, I just sit there, I odd hours, I study, I watch videos, I trade. Today I lost a bunch of money and just like tearing my heart out, but it's okay. But it's office evolution. They may. I'm very quiet to not cause a stir. Sometimes I'll burn a sandwich, and the smell, it just fills up this room. I'm in a phone booth right now, so I have a place, and I can park my car if the rental fee that either the community or the family friendly, or maybe I'll just go on Craigslist and figure out, see if there's a room that I can get into. So when I have a room, for now, the future is my kids and my ex-wife, so that I can be good to them. That's level 1. Actually, level 2. Level 1 is me becoming stable. That's number 1. I have to be stable. Oh wow. Amazing how God works. You know why? As I was describing this, I just figured out why. See, I'm at the shelter. Yesterday, I was getting my free sack of lunch. There's this guy. There's the head chef there, and he looks at me and says, "Do you have an exit plan?" And I told him, "Well, God is helping me walk in that direction." And sure enough, I was right, and he was right. And then today, I realized that what I'm talking about on a verbal level, the exit plan. Yeah, this is the exit plan of exiting my instability in life. The bridge, the previous life is instability. The bridge has been burnt. I've turned a corner, and they know it. Yeah. So my future, I'm looking at my future, and I'm looking at it, and hopefully the place that I stay will be close to church, because I want to devote that time right now at a minimum. On a Sunday, I have to be there at least one mass every week. I have to be there. That's what I need to do. That's obligation to God. The second part is just as I described, just work on a daily basis, go to work, spend every moment I can, and then commute here. And if things work out, I can just commute here, and I can work here, and I can park over there. And then for the next, I'm gonna devote. See, the thing is, this day trading, I've crossed it, and there's no turning back, and there's only one bridge. Okay. There's only one bridge. I know that I know that socially speaking, socially speaking, society will not allow me back in. I know it. I know that the engineering community cannot allow me back with this criminal record. I know it. So the only option that I have is to make this work, and this day trading work, and I have to devote the rest of my life to it.